Welcome to the No Name Music Cast. To follow us on Instagram, go to No Name Music Cast Podcast. To send us an email, it's nonamemusiccast@gmail.com. And to visit our website, go to nonamemusiccast.com. Now, on with the show. Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome to the No Name Music Cast. My name's Tim, and this is
Joy.
And Joy and I have been putting the worlds to rights for about 40 minutes before we press record and play this evening.
And I'm on a spicy one tonight, so it might be a spicy episode. With that being said, I think, Tim, do you have a little bit of music news you'd like to start us off with?
Yes, I do. So, at the very beginning of the episode, as you know, I've been on this Spotify journey, a journey of Spotify. This is what, year 3 or year 4 at this point?
I have no idea. It's crazy to me. I think we started this podcast, 4, 5, 6 years ago? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, well, I've been on this journey, and some people have moved away from Spotify, and you know, and that is your right to do so. If you want to move away from Spotify, there is some weirdness going on with people who own it and the like, and you know, I completely get that. However,
there's some merits behind it, yes.
Yeah, but you know, I feel you have to pick your battles, and there's certain non-negotiables. That's Amazon and Spotify for me, really. But I mean, I said, if you feel strongly and you don't want to get involved with those companies, I support you. You know, as a consumer, that's your business. But anyhow, I'm stuck with this now. I've made my choice. I'm in my lane. So here we are with the Spotify.
Okay.
Couple of things. Firstly, I've started experimenting with Spotify's music videos.
I didn't even know it was a thing till Tim told me, to be honest.
Yeah, so I made a playlist of music videos, and as I wake up in the morning, as I'm in the kitchen eating my breakfast, I've been playing my playlist of music videos in Spotify on the kitchen TV. And I would say that the quality...
Wait, you have a kitchen TV?
Yeah, we have one screwed to the wall in the kitchen.
That's such an American thing. Continue.
Well, because when Hannah and I eat, we always watch our programs. We watch most of our programs when we're eating our food.
See, we have this is totally not related, but in our living room, we have one of those like liftable coffee tables. I'm sure you've seen them on Amazon. Do you know what I'm talking about, Tim? Where you can like lift it up. So I get it. And we watch TV, but I don't have a TV. I don't have a good place in my kitchen to put a TV, I guess.
Well, we have one screwed to the wall. It's on a bracket. It's a 42-inch or 45-inch TV screwed to the wall, and it's got like a little conduit with the cable and stuff like that.
Well, there you go. We learned something new. All right, continue. I got distracted.
So in the mornings, I've been watching this playlist, and I've been adding the videos on this playlist.
Okay.
And I said the quality is still not good. It's not as good as YouTube. However, on my TCL Roku TV 40-incher in the kitchen, it is absolutely fine. And it's just interesting to see what they have. What's interesting is the glaring holes they have in their library. Like they have every David Bowie video ever, all the Stevie Ray Vaughan videos, for example, and even some obscure artists that I like, and they have a music video for that. But they have no Queen ones. And like Van Halen, they only have the David Lee Roth years. They don't have the Sammy years. It's weird where these holes in their library appear.
Do you think it's like buying the rights to things?
Yeah, I suppose so. And maybe if this proves to be popular, maybe they'll add more music videos. But it's just funny how they pick and choose various artists.
Interesting. Well, what is your official synopsis of it all, Tim?
It's completely pointless. That's my...
So that's where we're going with this.
Yeah, it's honestly completely pointless because you've got YouTube. YouTube has got every music video ever made, and all in the best quality now, or most of them are in the best quality now. And it's there, and everyone has it, and it's fine. I think for Spotify to get in it, it's as I said, more or less completely pointless, but it's something I'm paying for every month. So I thought, well, I'll just try this out and I'll make a playlist and stuff.
Fair enough. So what I find very interesting about this is I think if I ever want to look at a music video, even with these like Spotify's and things of that nature, my initial reaction is gonna say go to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I'm just at that point now where that's almost like if you want to search something, what do we say? We don't say search it, we say Google it. Like these things are intertwined in our brain. Yep. And so intertraced, yes, Joy, that's what they are, intertwined in our brain. And so I would not ever even think to go to Spotify. No, the thing with Spotify is the one thing I really liked, and this is such a weirdly niche thing, is I like that you can look at the lyrics. Like, I find that very fun, yep. And I like it better than watching like a YouTube video with the lyrics because they're more accurate. Like, if someone on YouTube puts a lyric video up, they might not be accurate. I've noticed sometimes they're not because they're like, fan made and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't surprise me. That is completely useless.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, if it didn't exist, it wouldn't change my position on Spotify, and it wouldn't make me subscribe or unsubscribe. It's there. I'm having a play with it to see what I think.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I have a little bit of business, a little bit of music news is what I was going to say. And it's funny you said David Bowie because David Bowie is my music news. So, David Bowie has an immersive experience called You're Not Alone set to open at London's Lightroom. Have you seen this, Tim?
No, I haven't. I mean, we lost David Bowie in, I believe it was 2016, but his relevance still continues, it seems.
Yes, so they have a new immersive experience honoring David Bowie. It's set to open in London's Lightroom, inviting fans to step directly into the mind and music, which I don't know that you could step in David Bowie's mind, but we'll pretend like you can, of one of the most popular icons. It's called David Bowie, You Are Not Alone. It uses the late's own voice to guide visitors through a 360 audiovisual world built from rare footage, personal materials, and re-images performances drawn from David Bowie's archives in New York. The show is produced by Lightroom and created by Design Studio 59 with director Mark Grimmer, who previously served as the creative director on David Bowie's V+A Landmark exhibit. I don't know much about that. Rather than revisiting David Bowie's famous personas from like Ziggy Stardust to Thin White Duke, the experience shifts the focus more on like the man behind the mythology. It says it reconfigured audio, visual, thematic chapters, different things like that. It does include David Bowie's playful 1975 interview with Russell Harvey, and then there's some television moments and then different songs and different performances like, Space Oddity, Diamond Dogs, Heroes, so on and so forth. So far, they said that there's thousands of hours of archived material, and they've been weaving together different performance clips and things that they would like to bring this together. Mm-hmm. So for those who would like to go, tickets for the King's Cross event go on sale February 10th. So me and Tim are 3 days behind that. If you're wondering, we're recording at 7 p.m. They're about 25 euros, which I thought was pretty good, and 15 for students. And the show runs from April 22nd to June 28th. So if you're listening to this, you can go get tickets now, as long as they're available.
There we go. Well, look at that. David Bowie's still relevant in the year 2026.
I think that's kind of cool, though. I mean, I like the idea of it. I don't know. Sometimes in like these 360 kind of environments, I get overwhelmed, Tim. They're not always my favorite, but depending on who you are as a person, this could be right up your alley.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Tim talks about if you live near London, go do all the options, because he didn't do all the options and he regrets it.
Yeah, I did a lot of the options, but not as I sit here in Christiansburg, Virginia, wishing I'd have done more.
We're constantly saying this happened 2 inches down the road from Tim, and Tim's like, I know, and I didn't go.
I mean, it's even things like, I love Alan Partridge. I'm Alan Partridge season 1 was it's based at the Linton Travel Tavern, which in fact was the Hilton in Watford. I could have gone there any afternoon to the Watford Hilton. I could have stayed in the Watford Hilton. It would have been great. Did I ever do that? No.
It just goes to show you sometimes you just don't always, and I'm sure there's things locally, Tim, that we should probably be going out and doing that we're not thinking about, right?
I don't know. I think I've been to every attraction within about 100 miles of here.
Okay, Tim probably has, including things that don't even make sense to me, but Tim is one of those people who does that. So, yeah.
It's like, there's a museum about garden furniture. I think I'll go to that.
And Tim's never been interested in garden furniture a day in his life, but now he is. All right. Well, with that being said, that's the end of my music news. Just thought that might be fun for anybody, maybe with some of our English podcasters who would like to go to podcasters, not podcast listeners, Joy. Some of them are podcasters at this point because a lot of them have been on the ones who listen have been on the show. But with that being said, it is Tim's episode, so I'll let him take it from here.
Okay, so I thought it was about time we did one of these. So this is called Shufflin' Good. So what we're going to do, I have one of my premium shuffles in the Spotify, no less.
I do too.
It's the list that I've been listening to today, which has about 1,000 songs on it. And Joy has a similar list on I assume, YouTube Music.
I actually brought up my Spotify, even though I don't pay them anymore. I still have my account, so I just went back and I thought it was fun. Mine has 555 songs, which I thought was funny. Tim, it's 555.
Actually, I will give you the exact stat. Okay, if I pull it up here, 702 songs.
There you go. And I picked a playlist from 2011 that me and Molly, who have been on this podcast, worked on together. I thought it'd be kind of funny to see what Joy's brain was in 2011.
Okay, and this is just, I have a different playlist for every day of the month, and then I add stuff to them on a daily basis and blah, 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 blah.
Of course you do.
So this is the 13th shuffle, this is called.
And for those who don't know, we're recording this on Friday the 13th.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is that we're going to just hit next on each of our respective playlists, and then we're going to discuss what comes up. Now, I will say, if either of us come up with a song that neither of us would have ever heard of, it's probably worth skipping past that.
I have already thought about that. There's a lot of songs on here you will know, but there are some, Tim, that you'd be completely lost on.
Okay, well, I'm going to start this Shuffling Good episode off, and we're going to hit the magic shuffle button. This is an interesting one. Okay. You may know this, you may not know this.
Okay.
This is Robin Beck and the song First Time. Are you even aware of this?
What does it sound like?
It is like a ballad, but it was famously used on a Coke commercial.
Oh, let me look it up because this is it the feels like the
No, that's Foreigner.
First Time.
Robin Beck.
First Time, First Love. It's not ringing any bells, Tim.
Well, I mean, it's curious. It was a very famous campaign for Coke that used it, and as a result of that, it became a hit.
Hold on, I'm looking up the Coke commercial to see if it rings a bell.
But maybe it's from the 80s.
It was from the 80s. I didn't know that I know that it feels familiar, Tim, but without hearing the rhythm, I'm not sure I can place it. I'm not going to lie.
I was just curious if you knew that one. It's certainly something that I remember from my youth.
I mean, it probably is something that if I heard it, I'd be like, yeah, I've heard that. You know what I mean? But it doesn't necessarily ring any specific bells. All right, well, let me give it a shuffle. Let's hit next. Oh, well, this you'll definitely know. It's Should I Stay or Should I Go, The Clash.
Yeah, yeah. Should I stay or should I go now? If I stay, there'll be trouble. And if I go, there'll be double. I mean, is it what a tricky scenario that Joe Strummer and his band are in there.
You know what's funny is I'm sitting here looking at Spotify and it's got like the little, it's like when you click next, you can see like different pictures of them and then driving. And then there's like the little segues they put in the corner. Now, I went through a huge Clash phase, which probably is random for anybody who knows me. Tim, every once in a while, I'll surprise Tim where I go through different phases. Mm-hmm. I went through a big Clash and the Ramones phase as an early adolescent who thought they were going to fight the power. The irony is I am the power now. So boy, did I go the opposite way. I think about this all the time because I was in the Sum 41 a lot when I was younger, and there's one of their songs, and it's like, what is it? Now that I'm trying to think of it, it's basically a song saying, I don't want to waste my time, become another tragedy of society. I'll never fall in line, become another victim of the conformity and back down. I'm like, boy, did I not live up to that. I'm the definition of that now. I guess at some point in time we all had our teenage angst though, right?
Yeah, I wasn't particularly angst during that time, to be honest with you. I
just
wanted to play my guitar, to be honest.
Tim, I was a straight A student who went to college and did all the things by the book. I don't know who I was kidding. I got 2 tattoos. I guess that's the extent of my age. But I did live a long time where I thought, London Calling or something. I don't know. Also, I just really like their music. I do think it's good.
Yeah, I think I may have mentioned to you that I was in a thrift shop one time and they had almost the entire discography of The Clash. And for $16, I bought the entire lot. And I've been going through my CD collection and I've been weeding out. It's like you cull. Like in this house, I've only got so much space for CDs. I've got a custom-made wall unit and I've got an overflow where I take them out in jewel cases. And I have a finite amount of space. So when certain parts of my space filled up, I have to cull. And I will tell you, I've culled out most of The Clash.
It's not someone now at my age now that I listen to, but like I said, I went through a big period where I was really obsessed with them. I could take it or leave it now, so I kind of get that. It might be something that would go. Is it a song I'd listen to? Yeah. Is it a song I seek out? Not necessarily.
No.
All right, Tim. Well, what's your next song?
All right, next one in the Shufflin' Good. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to ask you whether you know this. You may not know this. Again, This is a song that I remember, I believe, from either the late 80s or the early 90s. And this lady has an amazing voice. And she actually sang backing vocals for Pink Floyd as well.
Okay.
This is Sam Brown and the song Stop. Are you aware of that?
I don't know. When I hear Stop, all I think is...
Stop before.
Yes. I have heard that song. Yes, but I wouldn't be able to place it in any other scenario. But I've heard the rhythm. That's so rare. What is this? This is just your 13th playlist, Tim? Like what?
Yeah, it's so. What I do is, I normally add to these playlists almost every day. If I add something to my library, I'll pull out the tracks I really like and add them to my various premium shuffles. So this is the one I was playing today because it's the 13th.
Okay.
And I said, I just got this on shuffle and I'm hitting next and seeing what happens.
Well, you're picking out the most random female songs you could.
She's really good. Sam Brown is really good. She's the daughter of Joe Brown, who is a UK skiffle sort of artist.
What does skiffle mean?
It's like, how can I put it? It's sort of folky pop, I suppose. It was a very early...
Is that a term?
Yeah, skiffle. Lonnie Donegan is the famous person who's seen as the person who either invented or pioneered the genre of skiffle. And if you ask a lot of UK rock guitarists of the era who are all in their 70s and 80s now, like your Brian Mays, like your Ritchie Blackmores, they will all cite Lonnie Donegan as a big influence, who was a big skiffle person.
I feel I am too American for whatever this conversation is. I'm not even sure you're speaking English anymore. All I heard in that conversation was Brian May and guitar. Everything else right over my head.
Lonnie Donegan is the man, and the kind of music that he played was called skiffle. And even the Beatles, if you like, I've been listening to my Beatles anthology box set, and they even reference Lonnie Donegan and his song Rock Island Line, and I think the Beatles even covered it. And then it was very influential to the Beatles as well, Lonnie Donegan.
Well, I feel like this is like me talking to you about modern day music. Whatever you're saying, it probably makes sense to you. I have no reference point for anything Tim is saying in this conversation. For once, it didn't sound like he was talking about like the Lollipop Guild candy cane stuff. That's half the time what I feel like when I do stuff in England. Skiffle is never a word I've heard. And that's coming from someone who's like, in the music realm. Like, I listen to music. I'm researching. So I've never heard that term, Tim. You just taught me something new.
There we go. See, this is an education lesson, Joy.
I'll take it. All right. Well, let me pick my next song. Okay. Let's hit the next button. What do I get? Oh. I think Tim will know this song. It's Everyone's a Winner Hot Chocolate.
Oh, this is a classic. Errol Brown, what a voice.
What a random song, though. Like, I wasn't even expecting this. I do love this song, though.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like hot chocolate?
there was a local band, or still is a local band in the UK called Red Rocket, and their classic lineup had a singer called Stephanie Lamoureux. And I was never officially a part of this band, though I did some fill-in gigs with it. Sadly, we lost Steph a number of years ago. It was very, very sad. But she had an amazing voice. And this is one of the songs that whenever I hear this song, it reminds me of Red Rocket and Steph covering this. And I actually got to perform it with them.
I just like it. Like, it's one of those songs. So we've talked about, I love disco. We've openly talked about, I'm a disco lover. If you don't like disco, I think you're probably overthinking it. I mean, and when people think of Hot Chocolate, I feel like they always go to like You Sexy Thing, right? That's the first song that comes to mind. But I have doubled down and listened to, well, this album is from Disco Double. That's the album from the from 1970s. And I just love that. Everybody's a winner, baby. That's the truth. Making Love to You is such a thrill. Like the way the indentation and the rhyme. So I could totally see why it lives rent free in your head, Tim. It's a great song.
Yeah, they also had another song called You Win Again. But yeah, Everyone's a Winner is my favorite. It's got that great fuzzy guitar riff.
Yep. And see, I grew up in that, like this, I've talked to, this is like my mom, and it's like, and I don't feel like there are other songs outside of You Sexy Thing gets enough relevance because it's so cool sounding. It has that great kind of riffs and like it's fun, it's funky. It's exactly what I want from a 70s tune. Exactly. And now I have that little da-da-da-da-da-da in my head. Thanks, Tim. All right, what's your next shuffle?
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. This is taken from Live Aid. Now, the entirety of the Live Aid concert is on all of your streaming services, and it has been for a number of years now. I did actually purchase it from the iTunes store, or actually from the Amazon store, and then about 5 minutes later, it was available from all your streaming services. But yeah, whatever. This is Patti LaBelle, who was part of the Live Aid concert, but she was from the Philadelphia portion, not from the Wembley portion. And she is covering Imagine, of course, which is a John Lennon song.
How do you feel about her version of Imagine?
I like the original, and that's the one I want to hear.
Same. I love Patti LaBelle, and let me just start this. But I want Patti LaBelle singing Lady Marmalade. I don't want her singing Imagine.
No, it served the purpose for the concert because obviously John Lennon was not there to do it. But yeah, I don't necessarily know if I want Patti LaBelle singing that iconic John Lennon song.
Well, and let me explain to you why. So, like, I love her if I'm listening to her belt out a good old, and a Lady Marmalade, right? Or like a On My Own, or Love and Need and You Want, right? That song, or What You Want, or whatever that song is. Like, I love Patti LaBelle for Patti LaBelle. Imagine might be the most meek, because kind of in some way, and maybe this is controversial, but I find that song to be very buttoned down and calm on purpose. I think that is a choice, imagine all the people, like that kind of thing is in Patti LaBelle, and all her justice, woman could sing the phone book. She's one of the ones who deserves Grammys, as Tim would tell you.
Well, actually, she would qualify in my book.
Yes. Imagine is not New Attitude, And no. It was a logistic choice that I don't care for.
Yeah. John Lennon was trying to change the world by singing very calmly, whereas Patti LaBelle is over singing that song.
Yeah, that's exactly. Tim summed it up best, and I was trying to do it nicely, but she's not someone I want singing him. Honestly, I don't want anybody singing Imagine. First of all, remember the whole COVID Imagine thing, Tim?
Oh, crikey.
Oh, God, it was pandering to all the wrong things. And John Lennon Somewheres was rolling in. For those who don't know what we're talking about, during COVID lockdown, a bunch of celebrities thought it was a good idea to be in their fancy mansions while we're all stuck in our second-story houses, apartments, you know what I mean? Basement apartment, whatever you were, right, Tim? Mm-hmm. And while me and Tim were in as big of a lockdown as some people like in the UK or like bigger cities, we still were under some form of a lockdown. We had to work from home and different things, had to take precautions. And it did get boring, even for us. So I imagine it got more boring for somebody in like New York or London. And so then these celebrities thought it was a great idea to sing in their really nice looking houses that probably have pools and bowling alleys and Food Chauffeur, you know what I mean? Food brought into their house every day. Of them seeing
Food
Imagine.
chauffeurs. How does a food chauffeur work?
Isn't that what a DoorDash driver is, really?
Food chauffeur.
Put that in the notes. We're going to use that in the future. A DoorDash driver is a food chauffeur, but food and and like just like different things, you know, people being, they had like more ability to do things than we did. And they're sitting there basically singing in their really nice houses with their basketball courts. Imagine. And first of all, it was just so cheesy. It was so like, they just didn't understand the times. It just, none of it made sense. And it really just was so grotesque in its own mind. I think their intentions were good, but like, it's cringy.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Lots of good came out of that lockdown, and a lot of great things came out of it. And yeah, there's tragedy, but there's some great things that came out of it. That was not one of the good things.
No. And if you haven't seen it, go look at it. You'll know what we mean. And I don't think their intentions were. But how did someone who was editing or looking at the video not look back and be like, maybe you shouldn't be singing to the person in New York whose grandmother just died of COVID and you're stuck in a shoebox apartment in front of your pool? Just saying, Tim. Like, how did it not any of that ever register with them? I digress. Absolutely. All right, let's get to the next song. Okay, so my choice hit next. Oh. I don't know what Joy's brand was in 2011. This is when I made this 2011. Land of a Thousand Dances, Wilson Pickett.
Oh, classic. I have a great memory of this song, and I may have mentioned this before. So years ago, I was in a band called Guilty Party, and we somehow got involved with playing UK Army bases. They had I think the trumpet player was a veteran, and he had some hookup with playing events at Army bases. So we got involved with Army bases. We played a few. Yeah. Played Sandhurst, which is a very famous, like a military academy place. Played there. And we played this place. I forget where it was. It was somewhere out of the way from where I used to live in West London. And they made the classic mistake of having two locations. So there was like two big tents. And I don't think it was on a military base, but it was for military people. And then you had one room which had the bar in it, and another room which had a casino in it and the band. And it was like, well, I don't think it was a casino for money. It was a casino for prizes or for fun, one of those two. So as a result, when we were playing our music, there was no one listening because everybody is in the bar.
Obviously.
So I have a recording of this gig. And what we used to do is do Land of a Thousand Dances. Barry used to go in the audience, and he'd bring up some people on stage, and then bring the band down and get them to go, no, a whole audience participation thing. Fantastic. Of course, there's nobody there. There's literally one or two people watching us. And for some reason, the bass player, Richard Kirshner, decided that he was going to sing the song Kumbaya to the words of the Land of a Thousand Dances.
I feel like you need to screenshot my face when I heard that.
So you go, I'm going to pull out a pony, kumbaya. And it was like, the whole thing is like, it gets worse and worse and worse. And then the band comes down. And then Richard says, okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know the words, kumbaya. And then whenever Barry would try and sing, he'd go, kumbaya.
What a random. I have so many questions. There's so many logistic questions into how this even came to be a thing. We could be here all week. Like, in what? I would never hear Land of a Thousand Dances, and my first brain would think, oh, Kumbaya.
I almost want to tag the recording at the end of this podcast episode. I feel I want to share it with the world because it's hilarious.
I mean, it sounds amazing in its own right, but it sounds very confusing. And for those who don't know what a Land of a Thousand Dances is, it's like, na 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 na. That's the song, and it's literally like, know how to pony. Dun, dun. Yeah, that's it, guys. And he's naming different dances. Now, for me, I have a very different memory of this song. I always think of Just Dance the video game because they had one that you did all the dances to it. Very different scenario than Tim's. All right, well, what's your next shuffle song, Tim?
Okay, let's shuffle it up. Oh, look at this. Live at Yankee Stadium from
Mm.
Billy Joel. And what else could it be? Piano Man. One of your favorites, Joy. One that you never tire of.
Oh, I'm never tired of it at all. I want to hear it all the time, and this is not sarcasm in any way. Ugh. And the thing about it is that it's like it's just it goes back to every other song that we all get tired of, Tim. It's just the one everybody knows.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
Not
this is live from Yankee Stadium. It makes it extra special.
I mean, Yankee Stadium is right up his alley, so he would probably be happy. And I don't hate it. I kind of enjoy it. It's just, I could go without hearing it again.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to We Didn't Start the Fire or Downeaster Alexa or My Life or Uptown Girl or anything.
Literally anything else. Keeping the Faith is the best Billy Joel song. Also, okay, well, we'll be here a week if I give you all my favorite Billy Joel. But Keeping the Faith is probably my favorite. It does stand out there as my favorite.
Yeah.
River of Dreams is my other favorite.
That's a great song.
Vienna. Okay, well, I'll keep moving. For those who don't know, Joy really enjoys Billy Joel. All right, next song on my list. Oh, I mean, You Make My Dreams Come True, Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Beautiful music made by what do you say? He looks like a scarecrow. What do you say about Daryl?
He looks
Hall?
like a lion.
Lion, that's it.
He's
He looks like a
He
lion.
looks like a big cat. Like he has very cat-like features. And for reference, just because I can see his little face right here, I'm going to click the share button and share my screen with Tim. And I want him to look at this and tell me he does not look like a lion. He looks like a lion.
Let me
Do you
have a
not
look.
see it?
Let me have a look. Yes, he looks exactly like a lion.
Do you actually see it though, Tim? Like you're not being sarcastic. He looks like a lion.
He does. I'm not a
Yes.
friendly lion either.
He has cat-like features. If you've never seen it, and go look at a picture. I want you to pause everything, look at Daryl Hall in real time right now, and tell me that does not look like a lion.
All
You're
I would
lying if you
say, justice for John Oates. That's all I would say. John Oates is the scapegoat in this.
Power to John Oates.
Yeah.
Also, Daryl Hall is a super villain, so
He is. John Oates I think he played The Harvester not that long ago, and I really should have gone to it. It's like,
we
yeah,
should
John
have been-
Oates, yeah.
we should have been brought our signs saying "Justice for John Oates." Go Oates, Oates, Oates. He doesn't, and hate will age you. Hate will show up in your features. He looks like a cat, and it's because he's evil. I said what I said. I just can't stand him. And that Daryl's house, terrible. Sorry, Daryl Hall. Don't like you. And you look like a cat. All right. It's nothing to do with song. Great song. I mean, who doesn't know You Make My Dreams Come True? But
Yeah, it's pop music at its absolute finest.
I think we've beat to death that me and Tim are big Hall & Oates fans on the podcast. But Daryl looks like a cat. All right, Tim, what's your song?
All right, let's shuffle this up. Okay, this is a song that we may have covered before, and I'm assuming you will know it. It was from the early 2000s. And what made it, not unique, what made it famous is it had a video in an exercise class full of attractive people. And that's pretty much what made it.
I think I know where this is going.
Yeah, this is Call on Me by Eric Prydz.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a good song, though. It was probably playing in, like, clubs and stuff, I would think, right?
Yeah, because it has the vocal refrain from Steve Winwood's Valerie.
That's what I was going to say. It's got a sample in it for sure. I can't remember what it was.
So,
but
and the interesting thing about that is that I think originally this Eric Prydz, who's a DJ producer, something like that, he sampled it off the song Valerie. But to get it to fit better, when they officially released this, Steve Winwood re-sang the line. So not only was Steve Winwood supporting this,
yeah,
but also he also got a performance royalty from it. So I mean, it was a win-win for him.
And I think it was sampled in another song later, the "Call on Me" line. Because I mean, it sounds like. For those who don't know what we're talking about, it sounds like every electric kind of early 2000s song you've ever heard, right, Tim? But I think it was sampled. Was it Madonna? Somebody else sampled it. I'm going to Google it. Hold on. Call on Me sample. Eric. Some other song it came up in, and I can't remember what it was called. I mean, obviously Steve Woodward's Valerie. I know the video. If you've never seen it, you'll see why people were very into it. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. What was it though? I thought it was another artist that sampled it, but maybe I'm going crazy. Call on Me sampled. I'm giving it a go, guys. I'm trying to remember what song that was. Or maybe it's just because I remember Steve Woodman's voice singing it, so it just lives rent free in my head. That could be it too. What song?
You,
Yeah, I guess I'm just still thinking of Steve Woodward, guys. Sorry, everybody. Oh, the sample was famously used in a earlier at time unreleased club mix by DJ Falcon. Just found that out. Don't know who DJ Falcon is, guys.
Oh, he's big. He's like DJ Sugar, whoever that is.
I'll take your word for it. But anyway, maybe I'm just thinking that it was sampled in another song because I can hear Steve Woodward. It's a good song, though. I do like it. It's fun. Did you play it a lot, like whenever you're at clubs or something, Tim, and you're pretending to be a DJ?
No, because I may have played it back in the days when I was running discos with cover bands and function bands, but I don't think anyone in this country would have probably heard it. And I put it on a mix once in a while because I like it, because it's, it's fun to listen to. It's not really my cup of tea, but, I like some songs like that occasionally. As I said, it was very, very much the video which made this song famous. Yeah.
And it's very much just like if you asked an American if they had heard it, they probably wouldn't have. But then you play it for them, and they'll recognize the Call on Me kind of electronic. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I've heard it." Anyway, so
exactly.
All right. Well, my next song on the shuffle. Wow, I was a different person in 2011. Why Can't We Be Friends by War? Specifically, the War version, Tim.
Very interesting. Yeah, your shuffle is coming up with some very interesting picks this evening. It's pretty much the algorithm that's picking it. But it does contain some interesting music.
It's very interesting to see that Why Can't We Be Friends, specifically the war version, because isn't there like 7 versions of this song?
Oh, probably more than that.
I mean, for those who don't know what we're talking about, why can't we be friends? Why can't we? That's what we're only gonna do it for 30 seconds because we don't get whatever it is if you do too much of the song. But the war version, I don't know how many other versions there are out there, but I don't think I would ever. I don't even know. Like, I mean, if I think of the word, I think "Spill the Wine" is my favorite war song. Mm-hmm. Or, I mean, everybody else would think Lowrider, but Spill the Wine is the one that I absolutely adore. And I think because I listen to that fairly often, that's where the algorithm is associating Why Can't We Be Friends. But
yeah, I think most people would know Lowrider.
Yeah, but if you don't know Spill the Wine, it is a great hit. It really is. All right, Tim. Well, I wasn't expecting War, Why Can't We Be Friends? What do you got?
Okay, we shuffle-a-roo. Oh, this is beautiful. This is Elvis Presley, and this is Always on My Mind.
You were always on my mind. I mean, it's just classic Elvis. I have a very weird memory of this song. When I was probably 10, 11, maybe 12, I don't know. Not like a kid, but like not a teenager either, Tim. Somewhere in that middle ground range. My parents took me to an Elvis Presley impersonator concert, because my parents used to take me to concerts all the time, and I distinctly remember this and Suspicious Minds. And then weirdly enough, even though he was an Elvis Presley impersonator, he ended that concert when Devil Went Down to Georgia.
I mean, as he should.
I have zero reference point to how these things, Charlie Daniels and Elvis weren't that far, I guess.
Well, it's like the time I went to see a Neil Diamond impersonator in Vegas in the Riviera. When Hannah and I went to this event in this ballroom, we were the only people there under the age of 70, probably. The place was about half full. The guy's name is Jay White, who's apparently the official sanctioned impersonator. Yeah, you when in the realm of Neil Diamond, you have to have somebody who's sanctioned, and and he's Canadian, obviously, and he played all these songs. And then about halfway through, in character as Neil Diamond, he explained that most of his band also do double duty in a Kiss tribute band. He left the stage and they played 3 Kiss songs.
I mean, that's about the same level of Elvis, Devil Went Down to Georgia, Neil Diamond, Kiss. You're right. It's very not that dissimilar.
Yeah, it was incredibly surreal. And I said, we was like second row from the front, and it was very weird. And I said the audience there probably didn't enjoy so much that they played 3 Kiss songs.
I remember the audience actually, because I mean, it's Southwest Virginia, or maybe we were like in North Carolina or somewhere, very close to where we live. Everybody in the audience seemed to really enjoy Devil Went Down to Georgia. I don't know. I have zero reference. And I think it's funny because Charlie, my husband's first concert was Charlie Daniels. He's told me that 1,000 times.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, well, I don't know why, but that sticks out. I had forgot about that. But for some reason, when you said Elvis, that was the first thing that came to mind. Oh, Lord. All right, let me see what my next one is. Wait, did I just? Yeah, that was you. All right, yeah. Next. I have to say it because it was next, but it is a song we've talked about probably ad nauseum. It's Walk of Life, Dire Straits.
There we are. That song has an interesting video where it's all like people playing American football, like crashing into each other. I'm
literally seeing it in the little picture over here, Tim, like, because if you don't know, you get like that little piece on, yeah, interesting. I mean, it's a good song. For me, Dire Straits is one of those bands that I love. I love Walk of Life, but I also feel like it has been played out a little bit too. I think that because they were such a iconic early 90s MTV, thing. Walk of Life, though, is probably my favorite Dire Straits song. I will say that.
It famously appears on the album Brothers in Arms. Brothers in Arms being the first, I think, million-selling CD. People say that was the album that the CD format was designed for. And that's the same album that has Money for Nothing on it as well.
Which is a song I could never hear again, and I'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, I have good memories of that song, but it has been played to death, it's fair to say.
I've explained on this podcast it's because I had a roommate who was learning to play the guitar, and that was his favorite song to practice.
Yeah, and I've explained how to do it. We're using the bridge pickup and winding the tone control off and using a tube screamer and boosting.
Well, I could have used you 15 years ago when he was my roommate, and I had to hear it 37 times. He wasn't bad. It just, you can only hear one song so many times, Tim?
Exactly.
All right, what's your next song?
All right, let's shuffle this one up.
Give it a shuffle.
Well, this song is part of what they call the Dirty Dozen. They are coming to Roanoke very soon. This is Journey, and this is the song Open Arms.
I have so many mixed feelings about Journey at this point, Tim. At one point in my time, I really enjoyed them. I've gotten to the point now where I'm just like, meh. What is it about them? It's gotten burnout. I don't know.
The problem is Don't Stop Believing. That is the problem. It's become so everywhere. And thanks to your friends at Glee, no doubt.
Yes. But it's also just like, I think growing up in Southwest Virginia, like Journey is just like a fan favorite in general. Every local band plays like at least 3 Journey songs. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like...
Yeah, the other thing is that, as we've said before, if you listen to FM radio, that's one of the 12 bands that they play.
I mean, any way you want it. That's been on every car commercial since I was like 2.
Yeah, and Wheel in the Sky.
Yes, it keeps on turning, Tim. Did you know it turns?
I've heard about that. It's rotating continually.
Now, what was funny is, speaking of those radio stations that play like the 10 Journey songs, I was when I was driving to work today, I accidentally left FM radio on for 30 seconds or so, and I was listening. It was 99.1, your favorite. If you live close to us, that's like the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s generic radio station everybody listens to. And they were doing a drawing if you called in, I don't know, an hour when you heard his favorite song. I'm trying to think of what Journey song, but it was a really random Journey song. And I was proud of them that it wasn't like one. I have to Google it. I can't remember what that song was called. It wasn't even one that I was super familiar. I've heard it. What was that one called? Hold on. And it wasn't Wheel in the Sky, everybody.
I mean, they have hundreds of songs, but FM radio's distilled their playlist down to about 5 or 4 songs.
I know, but it surprised me. I'm trying to remember what it was. Like, when I see it, you know what I mean, Tim, it'll dawn on me because it surprised me that that was the song they were going with. Maybe it was... Oh, I know what it was. It was Stone in Love.
Okay, I mean, that's one of their Dirty Dozen songs. That has an absolutely great guitar break on the end of it.
But it's not, like Wheel in the Sky keeps on turning or something. Like, it surprised me that was the song. I've heard it 1,000 times, probably.
Sure.
It's not a song I would seek out by any stretch of the imagination for me personally. But the guy who was hosting said it was his favorite Journey song. And it just surprised me for 99.1, right? Because it wasn't one of the top 5 or 3 or 5 songs that you hear all the time.
Yeah, it does make a change.
So there you go. I couldn't remember what it was, and then when you said that, I was like, what was it? And then after that, I flipped off and could care less and went to my own podcast that I wanted to listen to that had nothing to do with 99.1.
There we go. There must be a long German word for that time between cranking your car, the radio coming on, and you connecting Bluetooth or plugging your phone in. There's a long compound noun German word for that.
Schadenfreude. What is that word? Isn't there do you know what that is, Tim? Schadenfreude for they did the Avenue Q had this song about it. It's basically happiness at the misery of others, and it's a German word.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
That's what it is. There it is. I did not say it right. I don't speak German, everybody, but if you know the song, go look it up. All right. Let me pick my song. Oh gosh. We got an ad because I don't pay for Spotify anymore. We have to wait for the Tubi ad to go through, everybody.
I don't do ads, Joy. I don't do ads.
I have moved away from the Spotify, but this was the easiest playlist for me to get my hands on in about 5 seconds. Oh gosh. All right. So our next song is You Don't Owe Me, the Blow Monkeys.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack?
Yeah, I do. I'm more familiar with It Doesn't Have to Be This Way by the Blow Monkeys.
I mean, they also had that Digging Your Scene or something like that. There was another song they did too. I only know this. I have on this playlist, I have the entire Dirty Dancing soundtrack. So that's why it's on here.
Well, of course you do. I mean, we even did a whole episode about it.
I do. And like I've said, that movie is, to be fair, if you look at it from an adult's perspective, Baby's parents were completely justified in not wanting their 17-year-old daughter to be hanging out with some 33-year-old man and running away with him and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they were not the bad guys. Like, it's crazy when you watch a movie back like that as an adult and you're like, no, they were correct. You don't want your 17-year-old daughter doing these things? Just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe Baby, no one puts Baby in her quarter or whatever. You don't owe me, but maybe someone should have owned her a little bit more.
There's lots of things that you see with adult eyes that make you go, ugh.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I love the movie. Music's great. I think Patrick Swayze was great, but looking back, I'm like, and then there's that whole scene where the one girl gets pregnant and has to be taken care of, and the dad has to be the one to take care of it, and he was a doctor. And if you were a doctor and that was happening, Tim, and then you found out your daughter was hanging out with this crowd, you would probably be like, that's not great.
Yeah.
Your teenage daughter.
The innocence of an 80s film.
Yeah. It's kind of, she was 16, if you know what I mean, situation.
Yeah, she was just 17, if you know what I mean.
Oh, 17, not 16, guys. 17, my bad.
And the way she looked was beyond compare. I wouldn't dance with another when I saw her standing there.
It makes you cringe a little. It does make you cringe. I mean, I do like the song, but it does make me cringe when I hear it. And it's funny when you, think back and you're like, to no one ever once, now if that came out, you feel like someone would at least put a little stamp on it, maybe a radio edit, and you're sitting there going, it never dawned on them in that time I don't know.
Different time, Joy, different time.
All right, well, what's your song, Tim?
Okay, let's hit the old shuffling good button. Oh, this is a live version,
Oh.
but still a great song. This is the OJs and the Love Train.
Oh my God, this is one of my all-time favorite songs, first of all. So like we've talked about my love for Motown and all things like that. But Love Train, I guess it doesn't was it on Motown?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say it was probably on Motown. It doesn't necessarily sound, I mean, I guess it does sound like a Motown hit. Absolutely, I love this song. I actually love all things the OJs. There's nothing they could do wrong. They could literally sing the phone book to me and I would be happy to.
I just trying to think what else did the OJs do? Well, they did Backstabbers and For the Love of Money as well.
For the Love of Money is the one that I like, but that song's like 8 minutes long. It's a very long song. They also what's the other? There's another one that I was trying to think of. That anyway, anything they do, I still think they're performing too. By the way, guys,
they're one of those bands, and I'm assuming they don't contain any original members of the OJs. Like people have swapped in and swapped out. It's like the Supremes are probably still like they get it done, but Diana Ross left 50 years ago.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, probably. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you if they're still performing. They're one of those ones that like, they made all their money off of Love Train. But I have listened to quite a few of their albums. They have literally an album that's just called like the OJs, that's named after them. And I'm surprised this came up on Tim's list before it came up on my list.
There we are. See, I mean, I've been listening to 13th Shuffle all day, and it's now playing stuff that I haven't heard today. So.
There you go. I find it interesting that you have it by the number, Tim. That is such a Tim thing if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, you should have a different playlist for every day, named with a number. Now, the one for the 31st doesn't get as much use as the other ones, but you know.
Wow. Is it a leap year? All right. Let me see what my next song is. Oh, Stevie Nicks. It's Stevie Nicks. Age of 17.
Classic song. I mean, Waddy Wachell on guitar. I mean, this is such a good song. It builds so much. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Stevie Nicks.
I mean, I can't imagine anything. And this is the 2016 remastered version from the Belladonna album, which Tim probably has. I'm sure he probably owns somewhere in his collection. It would make sense if he would. I find it very interesting because, like, I feel like the resurgence of Stevie Nicks has come so full force in the last like 5 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say this is actually not my favorite Stevie Nicks song. I actually would think, I'm trying to think of what my favorite Stevie Nicks song would be. Now, this is completely separate of obviously Fleetwood Mac. That's what I'm thinking of. They're two separate entities. Maybe Stop Dragging My Heart Around with Tom Petty.
That's a great track. I mean, I'm very partial to Gold Dust Woman. I know that's Fleetwood Mac, but I do like that.
If I were doing Fleetwood Mac, I was thinking just specifically Stevie Nicks, like solo kind of thing. Mine's The Chain.
Okay, that's good too.
It's the bass. I feel like it has one of the best, like, so like, you know, when you're looking for songs, like you set up your surround sound and you just want to see how good your subwoofers are doing, and I always play The Chain.
Yeah. I mean, it has that very famous breakdown in the middle with the dum bum 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 bum.
And I don't know a whole lot about, I'm going to say this, don't come from the internet. I'm not an expert on bass players because, you know, the bass player tends to be, sadly, if you do a good job as a bass player, you tend to kind of float and no one really notices you. If you're a great
bass player, you sort of get sucked into the realm of the drums and you don't stand out. If you're not a good bass player, you stick out like a sore thumb.
But for whatever it's worth, that song is like the best. That's the one that comes to mind if I want to see if there's like a good bass line, Tim. I always go with The Chain. And my friends at Glee, as we were talking about earlier, did a wonderful version of The Chain. The whole Fleetwood Mac episode, Stevie Nicks episode, kind of luscious together, but was one of my favorite episodes. And the version they did was so good. So I think that's another reason why it lives rent-free in my head.
Lovely.
I love me some Fleetwood Mac. Okay, well, Tim, what's your song?
Okay.
Hit us with it.
All right, we're going to shuffle. Okay, this is another live track from the Live 8 concert, which is a follow-on to the Live Aid concert. This happened in the early 2000s.
Yep.
And this is from Murrayfield Stadium in Edinburgh, and this is James Brown, and I Feel Good.
Random. James Brown is one of those people that I respect, I like. I know they were a predecessor to music, but do I ever really search them out? Not really, Tim.
I mean, he's the godfather of soul. I mean,
I
James Brown
know.
was amazing.
And I mean, think about me and my soul brothers. Like, James Brown is soul brothers. That's what they're called. The Blues Brothers. Soul brothers. They pretty
That
much
was the
were the Soul
knockoff.
Brothers.
That was the knockoff film that you could get in Walmart.
There's a whole track of the Souls Brothers that's doing the generic third party version of every song in the original. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a man's, or people get up and like, please, please, please. Like, I know, but for whatever reason, he's just not someone that I catch myself going and searching things out from. I don't know why. I respect him. I know he's amazing. And when his music comes on, I know how good it is. But for some reason, I just don't. I feel bad. Maybe I need to like make an effort to listen to him more.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I've got some James Brown albums in my permanent collection. Those will not be culled out.
I mean, the thing about it is like as a guitarist, I imagine that you're like obligated, right? I feel as
Well,
though.
I mean, he had a great band behind him. James Brown was very famous for finding his musicians
Yeah.
if they made mistakes.
I realize he didn't play, guys, for those who didn't understand, but I feel like he's just like the godfather of that kind of like sound. So I feel like
sure.
it's where you're a musician, you feel obligated. But I don't know why. I've just never, obviously, for those who don't know, in the Blues Brothers, he's the one in the church scene.
Yeah,
That's James Brown.
absolutely.
And, and it makes sense he's in a soul movie. And I love soul music. I'm very active on this podcast to say I'm a huge Motown fan. For any reason, he just always slips my mind.
There we are. Well, rock in peace, sir. But if he was still with us, he would be disappointed to know that you're not listening to him a lot.
I'm going to have to make an effort. He's going on the podcast. We're going to have to talk about it next week. I'm going to make an effort between now and then to listen to at least one James Brown song. I don't know why. Do you feel like there's an artist out there, Tim, that you respect, you like, but for whatever reason you don't see yourself like seeking them out?
Well, it's. I don't know. I think I probably listen to much everything that I like through my CD collection, through my
Fair.
premium shuffles, through my selections I listen to at work. So I think I have a lot of bases covered.
I mean, you do have a podcast for every day of the month, a playlist for every day of the month. So
Yeah.
you probably have it covered.
I think so.
Seems like a totally normal thing for a person to have.
Just,
Nothing weird to see here, Tim.
says the person who also has a spreadsheet to track his lunch spending.
Or the times people have said if sounds like he's from a different country.
Yeah, I did that for a year. I did that for 1 year, and I gave up after that.
It's still not the most normal thing I've ever heard anyone do, Tim.
Well, there we are. Well, I tell you what, Joe, we got time for you to do one more selection from your shuffle.
All right, let's hit the next button. All right, come on, big money. Oh, I'm kind of disappointed. It was Africa by Toto, which is a song I could never hear again.
Great song, Steve Lukather on guitars from Toto 4. Absolutely amazing. Completely overplayed at this point.
I hit it down. I'm hitting the next button because I don't like that choice. Oh, we got the chain, Fleetwood Mac.
There we are. What a fabulous bookend for this episode.
Right. What's yours, Tim?
Okay, well,
Give it one more flick.
I'm leaving the episode there. The chain is where we're going to leave it.
All right, I was going to say, I mean, it is my favorite. It really is. All right. Well, with that being said, that was fun, Tim. I haven't listened to this podcast. I haven't listened to this playlist since like 2011, so it was kind of nice to go down. I'm surprised where my brain was in 2011.
There we are. Fantastic. Well, I just have one thing before we go.
Okay.
Stay tuned, because I'm going to exclusively, on the end of this episode, The Guilty Party performing Land of a Thousand Dances from an army base, I believe in the early 2000s, with Richard singing Kumbaya to an almost empty audience. It's a live recording, and I really want to share that with our podcast fans.
I just can't in my mind comprehend a Land of a Thousand Dances meshing with Kumbaya. So I'm very excited to hear this. I really am.
Well, there may be a sneak preview for Joy after we finish recording this evening.
All right. Well, what would you like to leave the people with?
Just be kind to everyone that you meet.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Kumbaya. Kumbaya. 1, 2, 3. Kumbaya. No, it's not that one. That's later. 1, 2, 3. Kumbaya. 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 I gotta know how to pony. Like pony macaroni, the mashed potato, to the alligator. Put it on your hips and let your backbone slip. To the 1, 2, 3, like my little Lucy. Okay.
Good to see so many up here dancing. Glad to see you enjoying yourselves.
Here we go.
Kumbaya, my love, kumbaya. Coming up the back.
There we go. See if you know. And it goes a bit like this. Na 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 na. Let me hear you.
Kumbaya, kumbaya.
Okay. Now you know it. I'm going to come out. I want you to start singing. What you do to me?
Wait for the words. Kumbaya, kumbaya.
Okay, here we go. You know how the song goes. All you got to do is... Here we go. Together. Face the audience. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and... Yeah, very good. Give her a round of applause. Come on. Are you going to help me? Would you help me out? Would you? Please. Here we go. Are you ready? All you got to do is no. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, give her a round of applause. Come on. Okay. Now you know it. Help me out. There we go. Let's try and get everyone in the house doing it. 1, 2, shh. I want to hear you. I want to hear you. 1, 2, come on, I'll help you out. Na, 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 na. Not loud enough, and once more. Yeah, to the pony, a long Tom Sally, a twisted with Lucy, and I do the 1, 2, 3, roll on your back, because you like it like that. Do the jerk, yeah, watch the work, yeah, and I do it. I said do it, I said hey. I said, hey, babe. I said, na, 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 na. You will say now, na, 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 na. Thanks so much, everyone. I hope you have a great ride.
Kumbaya.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Kumbaya.
Oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night. Back to the disco. Cheers. Good night.